closing times from 9:30 PM to 8:30 PM.
Make it an hour.
We've noticed in our observation that it's pretty quiet, except for a few exceptions, that by 8:30, nobody's really around unless there's a specific reason.
There's nobody here.
And after all the security conversation and people lingering, yeah, I think it's probably a better decision to close it earlier. 8:30 instead of 9:30.
We've said in the MRC rules, we close at 9:30. We'd have to amend the rules to change that time.
We had amended it from 10 already, so I don't know if that
We probably have to amend it to 8:30, which is a simple process, but just,
okay.
we're gonna have
So I'll
to,
make a motion to amend the,
it has to be on the agenda, so no, we can't, because it's not on tonight's agenda. But I'll make a note to amend the time.
well, you're just trying to think of, because I came down the other night, somebody was in the sauna, and I kind of startled them, and, and
Is that guilty, man?
it was 9:30, and he kind of gave me a hard time for people closing at 9:30. I said, I'm sorry, I mean, not say it on this door, but it says on all the other doors that, the clubhouse and the gym, the facilities close at 9:30. And he's like, well, what the hell, so, I mean, nobody should have to go through that. So it's kind of like, I don't know whether he's been drinking, whether he's in there or anything, but nevertheless, I think it's probably better to close it earlier.
8:30. All right.
Yeah,
8:30 would be,
Okay.
how do y'all feel, Paul?
yeah, because when I was doing morning and closing, I mean, generally I come over here about 8 o'clock and just to do the trash and kind of hang around,
Yeah.
and then there'd be nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll get that together.
Whenever it happens, it happens.
Okay.
Okay, so the next, moving on.
Just something.
Mhm.
The fence over by the river, over here in Bristol, and down by Bristol.
Yeah.
Fence disgusting. They have wires or ties or something.
The fence?
The fence is open, so somebody can easily come in.
Okay.
Just kind of crawl through,
Oh, where they have to cash in, you're talking about where
Recycling used to
okay,
be,
yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to get the fence fixed.
So it just to do something. My husband
Gotcha.
put spikes years ago to go ahead. I don't know what happened to the spikes. Somebody took them out to deter people coming in.
Is that our fence or a city fence?
No, that's our fence.
Yeah, I know exactly what she's talking about. It's been that way for a while. It definitely needs to be addressed. So we should get a fencing contractor in to look at the whole perimeter, because that's not the only spot that needs to be addressed.
Just to replace that fence from one end to the other is $9,000.
Well, we don't have to replace the fence, just
I'm just saying.
do
But
something.
that's down here by the bridge, is that what you're talking about, by the bridge?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All
And
right.
that white fence that's out there, they backed into it again and bent up some more of the railings in it.
All right, I'll get some pictures and I'll get,
Okay.
Yeah.
look at that, look at it. Fence by bridge, okay, yeah. Got it.
Okay, and, National Cleaning Services, will start tomorrow with the interior of the clubhouse and the gym. And Basil's been committed to, Saturdays for the month of January. I think if we can continue him, he might like to do that. I haven't asked him, but, when the time comes and he's not available for that second day of cleaning for the week, we would probably be asking National Cleaning Service to take on that second day to do the exterior. So basically, Basil is briefed. Her name is Iris, I think, is the person that's actually going to be doing it. Briefed her on the interior as well as the exterior, but the fact that he, on Saturday, concentrates on the exterior and the interior too, I mean, if it needs it, that's kind of what they've worked out between each other, is that on Thursday she'll be cleaning, mopping the bathrooms and cleaning the gym and, clubhouse and all that. And then on the second day would be, working out in the exterior where it's the entryway or the pool deck, pool chairs, pool tables, whatnot. So that's basically, we move forward with that. So that's sort of an update, but, so we're working on that solution.
Craig,
To,
the kitchen really needs a good clean.
yeah,
It was disgusting.
yeah. Well, Basil did
He
some.
did a hell of a job on it on Saturday, but like he said, he's got another day or so on it.
So we're getting.
Yeah. And the other thing about the kitchen, I personally scrubbed down the rust spots on that refrigerator. I'm wondering if there's any way that we can get like an enamel paint or something to spray the doors on that to stop it from continuing to rust. Or I don't know if we need it. I hate to say we need a new one because who uses it, but something to clean it up.
Let's just find another one.
New refrigerator?
Well, no, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on Facebook. People in Florida change their furniture and everything, like, people change their clothes. I mean, I've got some hellacious deals.
All right,
Yeah.
All right, so we'll work on that.
all right, it's a good idea.
Next, I just want to keep the meeting moving on. Get a little faster.
Where we at?
We're on, seawall and dock repairs, the scheduling of, all that. So maybe, Paul, you could shed some light on that.
So, right, so, my big deck, that's Billy Level, submitted a proposal, the board's accepted it. They need a 10% deposit so they can start work. We finally got their invoice. They sent a couple invoices, but it was for the full amount. We finally got the right invoice. I got that submitted. So we're just waiting to get the 10% over to them, and then they're going to get started. I don't know if you know, but there are only 2 barges that can get back here on the river. Billy has one, and another company has another. And this was the best price that we got.
Yeah,
So, and he's going to do all 11 piles.
there
And
might be another one,
another,
another piling, because it's starting to,
Once they get in there, they might see more.
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Paul, there was a, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There was a question about the church maybe doing a lot of, or putting a new deck or dock or concrete, and whether or not we should ask about using concrete versus wood pylons. Does anybody know anything about that?
No, I've heard it.
I went over to the church and talked to the guy over there. He gave me the tour of what they built. What they did is they took 2 concrete extensions of concrete into the deck that they built, and it sticks out over the water. And then there's steps that go down, and they have a floating dock. That's what they've decided to do. So, and I asked him about, why they did it that way, is because they didn't want to have to take and replace the wooden ones all the time, because there's something to do about, concrete doing whatever, do chemicals and everything. So the fastest way for them to do it is to take those pillars that they stuck out over the water in order to make that deck, and then they have a floating dock. So that's what they did, and we were invited to use it anytime, but.
Oh, that was very nice of them. Does anybody know about like the situation with the seawall underneath the docks and whether or not we have erosion going on or water seeping back in and pulling earth out? We have work that needs to be done on the seawall, basically, is the question.
Yes, yeah, and I think that came up in one of the reports.
Right.
Billy's report, he had saw some holes in the wall, and he was going to address those. I think that was part
I
of
think
his,
he recommended doing it in phases,
yeah,
just the way permitting and the way the process goes. It's easier to do it in phases than it is
Yeah.
a huge project.
right, because then we have, like, permits, bring it up to code, and become really expensive.
It's gonna take
But
time
I'm
to do it.
just curious, and maybe you can find out from them what they're going to need as far as boat removal or anything that's in the way of their.
Well, I think, I'll get to Helen on this, I think that once we have a project start date, I think that's a good time to let everybody know, yeah, all vessels have to be removed by this date. Right now, we don't have any current active agreements with anybody. So everything that's out there right now is without an agreement.
So I guess we'd make a motion to pause all new boat
We can't really vote on it because it's not on the agenda, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, or whatever, we can
Wait until after the work is done and then we can,
okay, all right.
Well, and one thing too is all those paddle boards and all that stuff, they've been there for years.
yeah,
Well, some of them get used, but not most of them
But-
don't.
All that's gotta come up.
Yeah.
Mainly where all that 11 is, all that stuff tied up out there, and it's all gotta come out.
Yeah.
We can do the job.
yeah, I agree. So in advance, we'll get it all cleared out, and then once the job is done, and then we can issue new agreements.
Well, I would suggest during that time that, of this repair process, that we could clarify any rules, regulations, and fees and all that, whether we can or we can't, and all that kind of stuff, because I think although, for example, maybe River Shore's documents say that there's dock space that's free, I don't know whether it does or not, but it's my understanding it's the Middle River Club's responsibility for that area. So I think it would be whatever Middle River Club's docks say regarding the dockage and slips and what does the board say are available to the community, but if there's no mention of whether there's a fee or not, that doesn't mean free. I would guess that if you make something available, doesn't mean that forever that there could potentially not
Hey, anything, yeah,
So making something available doesn't imply that it's free or
Agreed.
complimentary.
agreed.
So we need clarification legally for the MRC documents, since it's MRC responsibility property, that what we can and cannot do. So by the time we finish this repair process, which is going to take some time,
Right,
that we can have a comprehensive plan, because we voted to implement fees, but have never collected fees because of one reason or another in repairs or timing, whatever case may be.
Yeah. Craig, I think the technicality there is because it was sold originally with the property as an amenity. And you can't charge for an amenity when you purchase the unit based on that amenity. So it's a legal technicality. And I think we just need to read the regulations to figure out how we get around that, right? Because I'm all for those fees to get people for, for coverage and things like that. We had that one boat that did significant damage to the dock, and we still have others that are, yanking the whips out. And I don't know, anywhere in South Florida that you can get free docking, without any cost. But I think it's just a matter of researching the bylaws, the regulations, and figuring out what the process is and putting that forward and making it, a resolution or a regulation or an update to all the condo docs or something to that effect. But that is probably another reason why we should get the 3 presidents or the 4 presidents across the association to have a meeting to discuss that, to review the regulations in each of them, because it is a common amenity, right? And make sure we're not contradicting each other.
Exactly, because like you say, when something's free, people generally don't take as good care as they would.
Right.
For something.
Right, and I know we talked a lot about the parking spots that we allocated for trailers, and River Shores has that on their agenda to try to clean that up. And as to my knowledge, there are 3 boats in the water, and there are 3 trailers. So we recognize we certainly need to address that. We need to clean up this mess that's been created.
right. And I think this is a good opportunity to do that. Get the 11 piles fixed and review our processes, yeah.
Yes, doesn't MRC pay the fee?
Oh, yeah, we pay for the slips.
Yes, pay for the
Yeah,
slips.
it's about $1,000 a year.
Yeah,
Renew
Yeah.
it for the registration of the 21 slips, I think. There's 20 something.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So,
Yeah, and you have to get a marina license, basically, for that. Yeah,
what is that one,
right,
it's 900 to change, but each year it goes up a little bit, so it'll be $1,000 this year.
I bet it will be.
So, there is a fee involved
Yes,
in maintaining
and it should at least pay for itself.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I think we covered that area. And I think Jessica just approved the electrical repair, so I think we're moving forward.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because I mean, it's been since July that we've had, and maybe you can speak more about that, the electrical one.
So, yeah, there's a lot of electrical repairs that need to be done. I met with a gentleman who owns PLA Electric. His name is Pat. RMS has a long relationship with PLA Electric. We use him across our properties. We have a good history with Pat. So I took about 2 hours one day with Pat, and we started at one end of the dock and walked all the way up through the pool area to the other end of the dock. We stopped at every light pole. I don't know if you know or not, but I have a background as an electrician. I did that for 15 years. So I was very thorough with Pat, and we were very careful. We looked at every lamp pole, we looked at every box, we looked at everything. And he made a list and submitted that list, about $6,200 in repairs. There are a couple of things that need to be done that aren't on that list that, I'll address with Pat. But it's a lot of work. I mean, and when you look at it, he doesn't give you a step-by-step instruction of what he's going to do, but he simply says, light pole by slip 23. The junction boxes have to be a foot above grade. Most of them are buried halfway in the ground. Some don't have colors. Some are broken. So he's got to raise those boxes up. And when you raise the box, you have to replace the wires because now they're going to be too short. So he went through the whole process, pull wires, new circuits, etc. And that's kind of where we're at. So now that we have approval, I will definitely get him out here and get him on that. Because I'm sorry, go ahead, Marie.
Yeah, so I had asked, I know he put a list of items that needed to be there with a total, but he didn't provide a line item cost for some of those things, and he didn't describe them to my level of satisfaction to know what we were paying for to confirm that we got done what we agreed to get done. An example was labeling the meter box outside the sauna. And one thing that River Shores has experienced is some of the meters need to be upgraded, right? And they need to do, I guess, an engineering assessment for those meter upgrades. So if they're going to come in and do an inspection for electrical work, I'd really like to get a full understanding. Where are the meter panels? Do they need to be upgraded? And to your point, understanding the risk and the fire hazard, right? So that we can prioritize the work if we need to break it up and get it out. And I'm also not a fan for approving a quote without getting multiple quotes. So one is we need to understand the work and what we're paying for so that we can confirm it's being done. And we understand the line items. And two is getting multiple quotes.
Understood. So I agree. I was going to suggest that they actually start the work in the pool area first. That's one of my greater concerns because there are several unsafe electrical conditions there that really need to be addressed. So I'd rather he just jump on those. He can do the dock afterwards.
Do you know what they are, or can you articulate what they are and how much we're paying for them?
Yeah, no, I can. They're easy to see if you walk around. I don't have a list in front of me, but there's a pole that needs to be installed. I could see 3, 4, 5, 6 junction boxes that are too low. It's just a variety of things. Covers missing off of boxes. The low voltage wiring needs to be buried. It should be exposed.
But are we using those? Are the junction boxes active? I had the list in my hand, Paul, and I was asking these questions when he gave it to us back in August or May timeframe. And I never got any answers to these questions. So moving forward with work, we have fiduciary responsibility, right? What are they doing? How much are they charging? Why are we doing it? And I don't think any of those questions have been answered. So I have a problem moving forward and a proven work until those questions are answered. I understand you have approval from